My name is Eli Matthews. I was 7 years old when I drowned at a birthday party. I was dead for 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, I met my brother and sister. The problem? My parents never told me I had a brother and sister. What I'm about to tell you happened 15 years ago, but I remember every detail like it was yesterday. I need you to understand why some secrets are too painful to keep, and why love never dies, even when we do. It was July 18th, 2009, the kind of summer day where the air shimmers and everything smells like fresh-cut grass and chlorine. I had been invited to Tyler Morrison's 8th birthday party. Tyler lived 3 houses down from me in our neighborhood outside Columbus, Ohio. His backyard was every kid's dream. Bouncy house, slip and slide, and an in-ground pool with the twisting slide that I thought was the coolest thing ever. I was not a strong swimmer. My mom made me promise before we left the house.
Stay in the shallow end, Eli. Promise me.
I promised. But when you're 7, promises are easy to make and easier to forget. There were maybe 20 kids there, 10 parents standing around chatting. Tyler's cousin Marcus was supposed to be lifeguarding, but Marcus was 17 and more interested in his phone than watching a bunch of little kids splash around. At 2:47 p.m., someone brought out the birthday cake. Every kid stampeded toward the picnic tables. The adults followed with their cameras ready. For 90 seconds, no one was watching the pool. I had been sitting on the pool steps, safe, shallow, exactly where I was supposed to be, but I had dropped my toy shark and it was floating toward the deep end out of reach. I stretched for it, took one step off the stairs, then another. My foot found nothing but water. The moment I went under, I tried to scream. Water filled my mouth instead. I kicked as hard as I could, thrashed, reached for the surface, but I didn't know which way up was anymore. I learned later that drowning is quiet. No splashing, no yelling, just a kid silently sinking while 20 feet away, people saying happy birthday. I could hear them, underwater, muffled, distant. Happy birthday to you. At 45 seconds, my lungs started to burn. At 90 seconds, the burning just stopped. Everything felt heavy. My eyes stayed open, staring up at the surface where the sun made everything look golden and beautiful. At 2 minutes and 18 seconds, my heart stopped beating. At 2 minutes and 43 seconds, Marcus finally looked at the pool. He saw something at the bottom, dropped his phone, and dove in. He pulled me out, no pulse, blue lips, and I wasn't breathing. He started CPR. Tyler's dad called 911. My mom screamed so loud I heard later that neighbors 2 streets over came running. And that's when I left my body. I opened my eyes. I wasn't in the pool anymore. I wasn't wet or cold. I wasn't lying on the concrete with Marcus pushing on my chest. I was standing in a field, but not like any field I'd ever seen. The grass glowed from the inside. The sky was colors that do not exist on Earth. The air felt like being hugged. Everything was more real, more alive, like my whole life up until that moment had been a dream and I'd just woken up.
Eli?
I spun around. 2 kids were standing there. A boy who looked maybe 10, a girl about 8 or 9. They were both smiling at me like they'd been waiting their whole lives just to see my face. The boy had dark hair like my dad. The girl had brown eyes like my mom. And they were walking toward me, holding hands.
We've been waiting for you,
The girl said. I was confused, scared, but somehow not scared at the same time. Who are you? The boy knelt so we were eye to eye. We're your brother and sister. I don't have a brother and sister. I'm an only child. The girl knelt too. She reached out and took my hands in hers. Her hands were warm, solid, more real than anything I'd ever touched.
You do have us, Eli. You have always had us. Mom and Dad just couldn't tell you. It hurt them too much.
My chest got tight. What do you mean? The boy looked at the girl. She nodded at him. He turned back to me. My name is James. I was born 3 years before you. I lived for 6 days. My heart didn't work right. The girl squeezed my hands.
I'm Emma. I was born 2 years before you. I only lived for 9 hours. My lungs weren't strong enough.
I felt like the air had been knocked out of me, but also like I had found something I didn't even know I'd been missing my whole life. You're real?
We're real.
Emma said, and she smiled.
We've been with you forever, Eli. Every birthday, every Christmas, every time you felt alone in your room at night. We were always there. You just couldn't see us.
James hugged me lovingly, an actual physical hug. We're so proud of you, little brother. And I started crying. Not sad crying, not scared crying. I cried because for the first time in my life, I felt complete. Why didn't Mom and Dad ever tell me about you? Emma's smile got sadder.
Because losing us almost destroyed them. Dad wanted to try for another baby so badly, but Mom was terrified she'd lose another child. When you were born healthy, when you stayed healthy, they just wanted to protect you and protect themselves from having to talk about the worst thing that ever happened to them.
James nodded. They think about us every single day, Eli. They just do it quietly, because talking about us hurts too much. I looked at them both, really looked at them. Are you okay here? Are you happy? Emma laughed. She actually laughed, and it sounded like music.
Eli, we're perfect. There's no pain here, no sadness, no fear. We're home. And someday, a really long time from now, you'll come home too, and we'll all be together.
But not yet, James said. His voice got serious. You gotta go back. I don't want to go back. I want to stay here with you. James put both his hands on my shoulders. You can't stay. You've got so much life left to live. So many people to meet. So many things to do. You must go back and live, Eli. Really live. But I'll forget you. I'll forget this place.
No, you won't.
Emma said. She leaned in close.
You're going to remember every second of this, and you're going to tell Mom and Dad that we're okay, that we love them, that they don't have to feel guilty anymore.
They'll never believe me. Emma bit her lip like she was thinking.
Tell Mom about the purple thing. This stuffed animal. She'll know what you mean.
What purple thing?
Just tell her. She buried it with me. She never told anyone about it, not even Dad. If you tell her, she'll know you really met us. She'll know this was real.
James pulled me in for one more hug. Tell Mom and Dad this exactly, okay? Tell them you didn't fail. You loved us. That's all we needed. Emma kissed my forehead.
We'll see you again, Eli, but not for a long time. So go live your life. Be happy. Fall in love. Do amazing things. And know that we're always watching. We're always with you.
They started fading, getting lighter, becoming part of the light itself. I reached out for them, tried to hold on, but they were already gone. Everything went white. My body jerked violently. I gasped, coughed up what felt like a gallon of pool water, screamed. Marcus was still doing compressions on my chest. The paramedics had just gotten there. 3 minutes and 11 seconds. That's how long I had been dead. We got him, someone shouted. He's breathing. I could see my mom. She collapsed. My dad caught her. They were both sobbing harder than I'd ever seen anyone cry. Everything hurt. My chest, my throat, my lungs. Coming back into my body felt like being hit by a truck. They rushed me to the hospital. The doctors kept saying I was a miracle, that 3 minutes without oxygen should have caused brain damage. But I was fine, alert, talking. And I wouldn't stop talking about James and Emma. At first, my parents thought it was trauma, that my brain had made something up to cope with almost dying. But then I looked at my mom and said, James and Emma told me to give you a message. My mom's face went completely white.
What did you just say?
My brother and sister. James and Emma. I met them. They're okay. They're happy. And they love you so much. My dad stood up like someone had shocked him with electricity. Eli, how do you know those names? We never told you those names. They told me, I said. Emma said to tell you about the purple thing, the stuffed animal she has. My mom's hand flew up to cover her mouth. Tears started streaming down her face.
The purple elephant.
She whispered.
Oh my God, the purple elephant.
My dad looked completely confused. What elephant? Jennifer, what is he talking about? My mom could barely get the words out.
When I was pregnant with Emma, I bought her a little purple elephant. After she died, I put it in her casket with her. I never told you. I never told anyone. I was too afraid you'd think I was being morbid or crazy.
My dad sat down hard in the chair. That's impossible.
Then how does he know?
My mom was looking right at me, tears running down her face.
How could he possibly know about that?
I just looked at them both because Emma told me. She said you'd know it was real if I told you. My dad didn't believe me at first. He wanted to. I could see that he desperately wanted to, but he kept looking for logical explanations. Maybe I'd overheard something when I was younger. Maybe I'd seen an old photo. Maybe it was just a lucky guess. It took him 3 months before he could talk about what happened without leaving the room. We went to therapy together, all of us. My parents told me things I'd never known, that they'd been carrying James and Emma in silence for almost 8 years, that they'd never really grieved together, never really talked about them. They just buried that pain as deep as they could and tried to move forward. The therapist said that what I experienced, whether it was real or my brain protecting me from trauma, had given our whole family permission to finally feel something we'd all been running from. My mom told me that the night I came home from the hospital, she and my dad stayed up until 3 a.m. just talking about James and Emma for the first time in years. Really talking, crying, remembering, not running away from the pain anymore. 6 months after I drowned, we visited their graves together for the first time. My dad brought flowers, my mom brought a new purple elephant, and placed it carefully between the 2 small headstones. I stood there between my parents, staring at the names carved in stone, James Michael Matthews and Emma Rose Matthews, and I felt them. Not like intensely like I did in that field, but I felt them there, with us, like they were standing right beside us, holding our hands. My dad put his hand on my shoulder. His voice was shaky. Do you still remember everything they said to you? Every single word. And you really think it was real? That you really met them? I looked up at him. I was only 7, but I knew what he needed to hear. Dad, I don't know if it was heaven, or if my brain did something weird when I was dying, or if it was something else completely, but I know what I felt, and it felt more real than anything in my entire life. And whether it was really real or not, it helped us, right? He nodded slowly, wiped his eyes. Yeah, buddy, it helped us. That was 15 years ago. I'm 22 now. I'm in pre-med, studying to become a pediatric cardiologist. For James. People ask me all the time if I still believe what I saw was real. Here's the honest truth. I don't know. I can't prove it scientifically. I can't point to evidence. I just know what I experienced. I know the purple elephant was real. There's absolutely no way I could have known about that. And I know that whatever happened in those 3 minutes changed my family forever. We talk about James and Emma now, openly. My mom has their pictures in our living room next to mine. We celebrate their birthdays every year. We remember them without all the guilt and fear that used to surround us when saying their names. My dad told me something last year that stuck with me. He said, Eli, I don't know if you actually met your brother and sister that day. I'll probably never know for sure, but I know that believing you gave your mother her life back. It gave me permission to grieve. It brought our family together. And that's enough for me. Maybe that's all that really matters. Not whether it can be proven scientifically, but whether it's true in the ways that count. Love, healing, hope, family. Those things are real. I know that for absolute certain. If you've lost someone, especially if you've lost a child, I want you to know something. Whether they're in heaven or they live on in our memories or they're somewhere science hasn't discovered yet, love doesn't end. It changes form, but it never dies. And sometimes love finds a way to reach back across impossible distances to say, I'm okay. Don't carry the guilt. Don't be afraid. We'll see each other again. I don't have all the answers, just my experience. And my experience taught me that the biggest mysteries in life aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to be felt, lived, and to bring us closer together. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs hope today. And please consider subscribing. And if you've experienced something you can explain, something that changed everything for you, know that you're not alone. And please feel free to share it in the comments. And the people we love are never truly gone. And always, stay curious.